let's find the cheapest way to measure and track your heart rate and calories. So as you may or may not know, on this channel, we're all about removing excuses. No more excuses. However, money is a pretty damn good excuse. But growing up as a kid on a council estate with not much money, I became a master at always being able to find a way. What if you don't have 300, 400, even, how much is the new Apple Watch go? Cheapest Apple Watch is £219. But I think we can do this a whole lot cheaper. What exactly do I mean when I say track your heart rate and calories? Well, I'm talking about painting a better picture of your health. For example, let's say you want to lose some weight. A great way to lose some weight is to be in a calorie deficit and do some exercise. Well, how do you know how much of a calorie deficit you're truly in if you're not completely tracking all of your energy expenditure? So right now, I own an Apple Watch Series 7. But ever since owning it, it's helped me massively in achieving all my fitness goals. Be that running, cycling, or losing fat. If you know what your heart rate is when you're running or walking, you can work within a zone, be that zone 2, zone 3, and you also know exactly how many calories you're burning during that exercise. Hence, it's a great way to help you lose weight or increase your fitness. I figured the best way to start here is to just jump on the internet and do a little bit of research. I think it's clear to me that the cheapest way that we're going to be able to do this is to basically buy a Fitbit. I've been looking on the CEX website, which is basically a pawn shop in the UK. You can go in there, sell your items, buy used items. I found this Fitbit Charge 2 for £20. What I found here is there are no heart rate monitors in my local CEX store. However, there are some in Birmingham, and considering we're going to take a trip at the end of the week to Birmingham, I figured why not go and collect one from there. I have had a look on Facebook Marketplace also, and I've also found one on there for £20. But it's in Leicester, and I have no plans to go to Leicester. Okay, so we're here in CEX, and this is the one. So we're home, I've got the Fitbit here. Let's take a look inside the box. And we're gonna give it an open. I haven't actually opened it, so I don't know what's inside. Obviously, the watch is gonna be in there. I don't know if there's any cables or anything, so that's going to be an interesting one. So we open it up, and as you can see, we've got the watch. Okay, so it does come with a proper cable specifically designed to charge the watch, which is great. So what we purchased is a Fitbit Charge 2. Let's see if it turns on. Not turning on, so let's give it a charge, and then tomorrow we'll work on giving it a full day of testing and compare it to the results of the Apple Watch. It's 11 o'clock, which means it's the end of the day for testing the Apple Watch versus the Fitbit. I have to say, I'm pleasantly surprised at how well the Fitbit has managed to hold up against the Apple Watch. I'm just going to run through a couple of different stats just to show how the two compare, and I'll leave it up to you to decide whether or not you feel that the Fitbit held its own against the Apple Watch or not. So at 11 PM, the Fitbit is telling me that I've burnt a total of 4,094 calories for the day, while the Apple Watch is telling me I've burnt 3,780 calories for the day. Steps, obviously the big one there, 13,518. The Apple Watch, 11,058. But something I think the Fitbit has done really well at competing against the Apple Watch is in tracking my workouts. So as you can see, the Fitbit is fully connected to all of the GPS options that you have on your smartphone. So every run, every bike ride can all be tracked as long as you've got your smartphone with you. So going through, the Fitbit told me on my morning bike ride to work that I burnt 359 calories, while the Apple Watch told me that I burnt 284 total calories. There really isn't that much difference between the two. And I don't know, I think going into this, I expected there to be some kind of massive overall difference that was just going to make the Fitbit seem almost prehistoric. But honestly, in 7 years, I mean, the fitness tracking tech in this tiny thing honestly hasn't changed much from what's in the newer Apple Watches. In terms of just simply tracking your workouts, tracking your heart rate, tracking your steps, I think a cheap, very, very budget option like this Fitbit would suit most people. And as a disclaimer for anyone, whether you got the latest Apple Watch Ultra or the £20 Fitbit from 7 years ago, you should always be looking to overestimate the calories that you're intaking, and the same thing goes for your smartwatch. You should always be underestimating the amount of calories that your smartwatch is telling you you're burning. So, if your smartwatch is telling you you're burning 4,000 calories a day, then maybe consider that you're actually only burning between 3,000 to 3,500 calories per day. And that way, you're just going to be accounting for any margin for error that there inevitably are within these fitness trackers. And once you've got that baseline and you're tracking consistently your calories in versus calories out, you can then start to adjust and really refine exactly what your body needs. So to conclude, a £20 fitness tracker can be just as good as a £200 or even £600-700 Ultra watch. So why don't you go and check out this video where I took on this ridiculous challenge.